Hello guys, what's going on? I'm back with another new video on Halo Infinite's box settings. It will be a complete guide to optimize everything to play Halo Infinite on a console. In this video, we are going to discuss controller settings, controller sensitivity, video settings, audio settings, UI settings, and accessibility. Halo Infinite is one of the most anticipated shooters in recent years. However, Halo games have a pretty big fanbase outside of the PC. The series hails from Xbox, and there's still a large crowd on that console and players are still looking to get a competitive advantage on there. Although, you can optimize things to get a better ride from the console. The best Halo Infinite's box settings can help you do better in the game. This includes getting the right sensitivities and settings to perfect your aim, even while using a controller. This guide covers what you need to know to optimize everything to play Halo Infinite on a console. Well, you can't specifically tailor every aspect to work on an actual PC, but there's plenty you can do. You can cut down on lag, use a better sensitivity, and improve generally how you interact with the game. This is what you need to know. The best Halo Infinite's box settings. Halo Infinite offers a good deal of choices to players. There are loads of ways you change things around to improve. These are the best Halo Infinite's box settings in the sections the game groups things into. Controller settings. The controller settings are the first stage of the best Halo Infinite settings. However, there are a crazy number of options for you to change up here. There are still some improvements you can make to ensure that everything is well optimized, but in layout, this is going to vary depending on the player. For most, the standard layout will work great thanks to a lot of muscle memory built up with the franchise over the years. However, you can feel free to switch them up if there's a setting you prefer. This is more preference than a certain best Halo Infinite's box settings. Vibration off. Vibration doesn't do too much, but screw up your aim by shaking. Invert look. This works for some people, and not for others. There's some science behind it. It is entirely down to preference, if you want to use it or not. Invert flight, same as above. Hold to crouch. This is preference, but toggle is often easier. Hold to zoom. This is typically on in most games, so muscle memory would make it easier to hold. Hold to sprint, off. Movement assisted steering, off. Auto clamber, on. Step jump, off. Dead zones are input thresholds. They will vary depending on your controller's particulars. Controller sensitivity. Sensitivity is a unique part of optimizing your settings on any platform. That's because there isn't an objective best for the Halo Infinite's box settings here. It is going to vary depending on your muscle memory and preferences. We can give some good recommendations for starting points though. Look 5. Look sensitivity 7.5. Magnification sensitivity 2 to 3. Scale with the zoom level. Video settings. On a PC, the video settings are probably the most important section. However, things are a bit different on Xbox. The best Halo Infinite's box settings for video can't do as much to change your FPS. However, there are still improvements you can make. FOV. Your FOV settings allow you to adjust how much of the area around you is visible. If your monitor can fit it in without distortion, then upping your FOV could be a great way to get an advantage. A good starting point is 100 to 115, then experiment from there. Blur. This should be turned all the way down, it just impedes your vision. Screen shake. This should also be turned down for the same reason. Exposure. Have this to a low percent. Full screen effects, 50 to 70%. Speed lines, off. This is partially personal preference, but they can be distracting. Sharpening, 50%, but you can adjust if you have a problem with your clarity. Audio settings. Your audio settings aren't the most important thing in the world when you're looking to get the best Halo Infinite's box settings. However, it is important to get a sound mix where you recognize the important sounds over the unimportant ones. This is what you can use. Master volume, 10. Voice volume, 10. Menu music volume, low. Sound effect volume, 5 to 8. Environmental effects volume, 5 to 8. UI. Like with the audio settings, the UI aren't the most important. Most of this is pretty much down to personal preference. However, one change you can make to try and get the best Halo Infinite's box settings is to dial the HUD opacity down a little bit. Along with FOV changes, this can make a difference for visibility that will have a decent effect. You should also remove the margins that you've set up. Accessibility. The accessibility options in the game largely deal with making the game easier for those with different needs. If you need to use some of these, you probably already know. Otherwise, they don't really add anything to the game or give you an advantage. That's all you need to change up for the best Halo Infinite's box settings. Things like your sensitivity and FOV can make a major impact on your game. Even without the advanced video settings that you can change around, such as with the PC version of the game, you can do a lot here. Thanks for watching this video. Visit our channel for more videos. Please subscribe and press the bell icon.